This video was requested by Dalton Legendary Extra. Thank you for your suggestion on rails and lasers. Welcome viewers to today's episode of From the Depths. We are going to be doing a more in-depth rail tutorial and laser tutorial in the same video. Railguns are, they're not much different than advanced cannons except much faster shells. They fire slower because they need to charge up, but they have much faster shells that can do depending if you're doing kinetic or other type of damage, they can either have higher armor pierce or impact damage, so that's all honestly up to you. So, a railgun, if you're building a railgun, really you're going to be building an advanced cannon, except instead of firing regular shells, it's going to be firing shells optimized for the railgun itself. So really, it's just an advanced cannon, because when you go to the railgun stuff, there's like only these three things: the magnet barrel, and the charger. Those are the main three things that make a railgun, and that's it. So, and I deleted that back. I won't forget the mantle this time. Explains why the last one didn't work. But anyways, railguns are simple, really. They are, so no need, and I clicked the wrong button. They really are nothing to get worked up about, because if you can make an advanced cannon, you can make a railgun. But there are some other things to a railgun that advanced cannon doesn't have, like the rail settings. I'll be going over those as well, so let's put these in between here, because then we'll have more auto loaders. I'm going to be using impact shells, so that's what we'll be testing out, impact, because honestly, if you're doing this type of shell, this is what you're probably going to be going for, a kinetic type of shell, unless you're going for long range attacks. But honestly, these things are going so fast that really you'd be better off with a fast fire rate advanced cannons that have shield negating abilities, because this is just going to reflect right off of one and not really do what you want it to do. So definitely not great if you're trying to use this as a kinetic shell, which I'll be doing. But then again, it is if the enemy doesn't have shields, because this can do a lot of damage. It can also do one more fun effect that I'll be showing with a different shell type that is called the graviton ram. And well, with rails, since of how absurdly fast they go and the more speed and kinetic impact that a shell has, let's just say the graviton rams get really just really derpy. That's the best way to put it. Like, ships they just fling around with those shells. I'm not talking to recoil, because otherwise it would really have no effect on this type of ship. And let's see, gauge. So we're just gonna put the gauge out of the back. This way it can still have some higher gauge shells that do more damage. Let's see. Just trying to get it to max gauge, not trying to go over with that. And another thing you can do with the gauge is you can put the chargers on the gauge itself, which you will need chargers for it to charge up the magnet. That way, that means I'm blocking them right there. I am blocking. Okay, how about I try it from the other side? But I am accidentally blocking where the magnets are going to need to go. So I'll just get rid of these two right here. Put magnets on the shell, these right here. Then you just line them up with the barrel. I'm gonna make it this long. You don't want it to go down the full length of the barrel. Well, you may, or you may not want to. I don't have them going down the entire length of the barrel, because, well, they aren't that helpful. I'll also probably be seeing what's the difference between the heavy barrel start and I don't know. I guess the more health. I don't know. But for these, let's actually go into railgun settings. So set charger overclock. I generally set that higher, because that like I said, increases with overclock factor. That's the energy taken from the batteries that it can use. So that's the base. No, I think that's the base, and then that's the overclocked. This is the untouchable that it can't use from the ship for the battery. This one can use all of it. This one, so that's why I set to 100%. I'm going. This is how long it takes to fire, aka like this. That's why it says that. Don't fire until battery is percent. Let's set it to 40% charged, and accuracy. Partially charged. I guess that means partially charged to what it's do not fire until full battery. So I guess that's what that will be. Or partially charged of its percent full. So I'll just leave that off for now. And energy used for accuracy will be using 50% of our 40% used to shoot. Now, that's a good amount of energy. So, like, we don't need that much considering how much energy in the battery we have. That lightning bolt in the bottom right corner. That's how much energy we have stored. So that overclock, actually, I think, is the entire battery per shot. So my engine's gonna have fun charging those back up, especially since, oh, that's a small engine, so yeah, that's gonna have some fun charging it up. Now, as you can see, these are just sitting here. They aren't moving, they aren't doing anything, and that is because they are not charged. So the gauge here we will use to charge up the railgun using the railgun chargers. You just see where like the bullet tips are like, you just put this in right here that looks like it cups over it, and then as you can see, it charges them up and it starts them spinning. Now, the more of these you have, the quicker it can charge, therefore the quicker the next shot can go out. But you also, like these coolers here, I may have mentioned them in the advanced cannon video, but these coolers make it to where the shell can fire faster and take less time to fire because the barrel needs to cool off after each shot. So the more coolers you have, the quicker it can shoot, the less downtime there is, the more efficient your cannon is. Now, we're not going to put a limit on the amount of shots this one can have because we don't need to. So, as you can see, it's 100% charged. So, I'm just going to make a shell and then wait for it to reload and then fire the next shot. Well, the first shot. It was much shorter to reload than I expected, and oh my. Okay, so if you can look at the gun specs on those boxes to the right. Recoil force 1.65886E plus 0.7. I don't know what that would be, but I know that's, what is that, 10 million? Like, the recoil force is that times 10 million, I think. Loaded shell effective time is 20 seconds. So most shells effective times are 3 seconds. This one's is 20. Where was it? I saw it somewhere. Oh yeah, this shell shoots at 1,620 meters a second. A regular cannon, you'd be happy to get it going maybe 300 to 400 meters, but nope. Just nope. Yeah, this thing is, honestly, railguns are just fun. Impractical, but fun. Now, let's give it all the stuff it needs so it doesn't accidentally shoot its teammate, aka itself, in the face. And let's give it an enemy. And can you guess which sorry. I just couldn't stand looking at the lines, but can you guess which enemy it is? I wonder if you can guess. One of the biggest tankiest ships without shields. Now, I would have done it against the bulwark, but that's no good. Also, I did not set up a detection system, so let's just set the game to 100% max. That was me pausing it, trying to pause it before it ever got there. And this is how far it's gotten in a split second. Now, watch what happens when I hit unpause. Kinetic damage. Yeah, kinetic damage is, oh yeah, that's powerful. Now, the sad thing is it's gonna wait for a long time until that ship, well, it might wait until the ship it shoots after it's so and so percent charge. Also, it's very accurate, like very. But I'm going to wait for a second, turn that overclock down to 0.1, and then set that to 0.5. Energy to use, and let's say to use 10% of the ship's battery power. Yeah, the shells are much slower now. Much slower. And that's because they're using... how much percent are they using? They are using like... they're using 2/5 of 10% of the ship's power, so yeah. So disable while partially charged. Energy to use. Let's set that back. Well, not back, but let's set that to 40, and now use until battery is... Oh, nope, those two are co-linked. Oh, great. It has 50% battery to use. It's not going to fire it, so 50% of the battery. And 50% of that is used for accuracy as well. So, let's set that charger back up. I'm not the best at these, but I forgot how to optimize railguns. Like, it's been too long. They changed a lot of the things for me, so let's see. Now it's just waiting to charge. I think the main problem is we have too small of an engine. We have too small of an engine to charge all this battery up. And if only there was a way we could get more battery power. If only there was a way. This is the laser testing platform. It needs this much engine to run that tiny thing, or what would be a tiny thing. But I'll show you that in a little bit. Let's just set that to charge these batteries up, basically that's its main priority, and then despawn it. If you hear how fast this thing is going, that's because that is giving resources. Energy is one of the resources it is giving to this ship, so it is causing it to be able to fire much quicker now. So let's see, it's still, if we still set this lower to like 30%, the shells, they still go incredibly fast. But okay, yeah, load that ship back in and look at how much faster it charges, if it's making a difference. It looks like it is. Well, it's trying to do it, but I think that's because this one has such small batteries that it can't give all the energy it wants to. Oh well. So let's just put that one out of play and hope that was a good, well, honestly, this railgun, it's not my best. It's not. And I also didn't want to leave y'all hanging with something bad. So beforehand, I built this. Now this one is going to take a while to load. Let me see that. Okay, yeah. This one's going to take a while to load, so I'll cut back when it's done. Fully charged and reloaded. Oh, as soon as I say that, it chooses to reload. Okay, back when it's done. Okay, hopefully it's done reloading this time. Don't start doing that again. Anyways, AI is on. Marauder is loaded, and let's keep an eye on this Marauder, okay? We're just gonna be level with it. Unpause time, and it missed. It missed because I forgot to turn the AI off. Well, it's a good thing I have the other fortress there, feeding it energy so quickly. So let's just spawn that back into play. Turn the AI off to that one. That one doesn't have a targeting system, so just going to let that go all the way up, and let's just desummon this Marauder, because Well, it seems to be moving still. Sorry that you had to hear that spam, but I'll try to prevent it from moving because as soon as it starts, it does not stop, so. And I think this one is giving it all the energy it has still. Okay, yeah, it's feeding it. And it's almost done, and let's get this other one out of here. Now, hopefully it doesn't miss this time.
Taking control.
Oh. Want to make sure we are there to see what happens. I decided to aim it this time, so let's see what happened. Pausing time. And 3, 2, 1. And it sends the ship flying. Okay, so this is the graviton ram. It turns all of your kinetic energy into propulsion for whatever it hits. That's what this shell does. It is very funny, and it works a lot better against aircraft. As a matter of fact, let's test it out against some aircraft right now. So let's cut to it. And after waiting who knows how long for this thing to recharge, it is loaded up again. Let's lock on, because we're not going to miss. And by lock on, I mean get my hand ready to pause the game. Fired. And oh my. Yeah. That just sent this thing flying. Now, honestly, you can make things go much further away, but that would require basically a pure kinetic shell with much more energy, and I simply cannot do that in this time. So, hopefully, you enjoyed this video. I know, I said I was going to make a rail and laser video, and I am. Just, they're going to be separate videos because putting them both as the same video, that would make this video too long and too long to upload, so hope you enjoy.